everyone, it's Calxiyn and Hunter here, and if you guys enjoyed this video, you guys should subscribe, become patrons over on Patreon to get early access, and follow us over on social media, or join our Discord server to connect with us. So, I have done it. I have cracked it. I've connected the dots. Somebody put a nice little comment under our video, and they said, like, Calxiyn, Cal has done it. Cal has connected the dots. And then it's you, and you're supposed to say, you haven't connected shit. And then I say, no, I've connected them. I think it's a BuzzFeed Unsolved meme. And so that is this video, okay? This video is that.
Can I preface this by one thing?
No. Go ahead. I was just kidding. Go.
So
yeah,
far.
What do you want?
So, of Watts' age, of the male characters, of Watts' general age,
right?
You have said that they were related to, and with basically all of them, with, at this point, like, with Jacques in some capacity, with Pietro in some capacity, and now, finally, with Ironwood.
Third time's the charm! I got it now! We were misled!
So the only other person in his age range is Ironwood!
No, okay.
75% of the male...
To be fair,
yes.
Pietro happened before the show started, okay? Yes. It was very evident that once we, like, saw Pietro and started talking to Pietro, he was not Watts' brother, okay? Mm-hmm. So that's like people saying that Maria was the Winter Maiden before we ever heard her speak, all right? Like, it was a valid guess, but it just got shot down. Jacques was a very strong theory, but I have been misled. All this time, we were so focused on Jacques that we didn't dare look at Ironwood, who has very similar wiggly eyebrows, who has very similar facial hair, and there's something in this scene that makes me convinced they are brothers. I knew I was onto something. I just focused all my attention
similar
on the
facial
wrong
hair. I feel like Watts is more Freddie Mercury, and like, Ironwood is more John Hamm.
I'm just saying, if you shaved Ironwood, would he not kind of look like Watts? Like, if you shaved him to have the same mustache, would they not? You know, the eyebrow thing is definitely it. They both have the black hair. Like, his eyes are blue.
Pretty different skin
Watts'
color,
eyes are green, I think, but that's fine. Like,
pretty different skin color, pretty different general build.
Yeah, but that's why, you know, they're not, one of them's Mufasa, and then the other one's Scar.
Listen, you look very different from your own sister, so, like, it happens.
Yeah, and also, my eyes are green, but nobody in my family has green eyes. So that's the other thing. Like, we don't know how that happened, right? So that is basically sort of what I'm thinking about, right? But yeah, I feel like Ironwood is much more a Mufasa than Jacques, because Jacques is a terrible person, right? So Ironwood's the Mufasa, and then
Ironwood,
Scar...
Wait, I thought you were part of the Ironwood Defense League. Now you're calling Ironwood Mufasa?
Yeah.
Because when previously we had a idea that Jacques and Watts were related, and Watts will push Jacques off of, like, Atlas after he comes and rescues him.
Right.
And it's a very Mufasa, like, Scar. Oh,
and so
wait,
now
no,
he's gonna
right.
kill. Now
Sorry,
he's gonna kill Ironwood. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna.
He is
kill
very Mufasa.
Ironwood.
But I mean,
Watts will kill Ironwood, and here's my evidence. Okay. Ironwood says, you were always a pain in the ass with the venom that comes from having a little shit brother, okay? I'm serious.
I was the little shit sibling, so I don't know if you can relate more.
But I'm just saying that, like, doesn't it all make sense? It's not like, oh, you were always a pain in the ass in a professional capacity when you were working as my scientist. Like, no, there's something personal here. Why was he always a pain in the ass? Because they were siblings, and little brothers are pains in the ass. Little siblings, I guess, like younger siblings, are always a pain in the ass, right? And so it all makes sense. They look the same. Ironwood rose up in the ranks of the military, okay? He had the bronze, all right? Watts had the intellect. Ironwood gave him his position, but then something went wildly wrong, and he never got the recognition that he wanted from his older brother. That's the whole thing. James never recognized my genius. James never appreciated me as I just wanted to make my big brother proud of me, and he never was. So now I'm gonna kill him. So that's the first thing.
This is
but
what
I have a very entertaining second concept, and I think it's because of you.
Okay.
Lovers.
Okay, but first, can I talk about my theory about what you said that something bad happened? Here's what I think bad happened.
Sure.
Previously, we learned that Watts was assumed dead after the Paladin incident.
Yeah.
That's what professors, or like as Councilman Sleet says, I believe, Chad James's character. And so my thing is that what if whatever the Paladin project was, I'm guessing like a paladin like went berserk and started killing people in the early development.
And that's what made him disgraced?
No, that's what made him disgraced. What if that is also what caused Ironwood to lose various body parts?
So we talked about that in the Patreon discussion.
Yes.
I don't like that because I've
Really?
always pictured Ironwood getting ripped apart piece by a Grimm or something a little more gruesome. Like if it's just a paladin
being
with like
killed by a robot still
with a
pretty
paladin
gruesome.
like a laser or something, like I don't know, that just seems lame. I don't like it. I'd rather him get
I mean, it would make sense why he's
mauled
so
and ripped
cross
apart.
at Watts that he
Yeah.
lost his human flesh.
I guess so. I mean, at this point, is it probably the paladin incident? Like, yeah. At the same time,
Will
do I
they
think
ever-
they just did that to him to make him look cool? Yeah. So I feel
Probably.
like that
I mean,
is
it
not gonna
probably
be
was
relevant.
like the Monty rule of cool that it was
Yeah.
like Ironwood's gonna be half robot.
Why?
Because Monty wanted it like that.
exactly.
I also think that like this might be a thing that we assume but
Yeah.
aren't given like concrete evidence of.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah. I think that's fine.
That's my best guess. So you mentioned lovers, which
I
was
did.
my guess.
And so I
At the
found that
time,
funny
you
in the
didn't
Discord
like it.
server because we were talking about it in the discussion and I was like, they're brothers! And then someone was like, well, maybe they're lovers. And then you said, well, maybe they're lovers. And I have warmed up to the idea, okay?
'Cause
I
you were
want them to be
cold
brothers
in
so
that video.
bad. Please, let someone be related or what have I been doing? But yeah, lovers, I mean, you have...
I mean, jock
You
and
have,
nerd
yeah,
BS.
you have the jock and nerd, all right? You have the twink and the bear, or whatever you guys call them, right? So there's that.
He's a hunk
You
and
have
a twink. You know.
Ironwood as gay representation, okay? You have Watts as gay representation, and then you have 4 loving male characters
Yes.
in this season.
What
That's
I-
pretty good.
What I would say to I mean, I said that in the reaction or whatever in our discussion, and immediately after I was like, because much like you mentioned Mufasa
I feel like we
earlier,
reversed.
much like Mufasa earlier, you mentioned like Scar was very gay coded, and I
Yeah.
feel like
And I love
Watts-
Scar.
and I feel like not that I'm against gay coding for villain because I still like Scar and I still like Watts, but I think he is also very gay coded. Like I get big Freddie Mercury vibes just from his manner of speaking.
Yeah.
Like his kind of and his teeth and his mustache and his kind of like
And his sense of style.
and he's so goddamn stylish. Like look at every other male character.
I think I just thought of something. We have to go. We have to go to the videos. Okay, so I remembered this. So Salem says love and it pans at Team RWBY, which is fine. She says reverence and it pans over, or justice or whatever, and it pans over Adam. And then she says reverence and it pans over to people, like, basically people thought that this was floating Watts. And it wasn't. It was supposed to be Ozpin, but that clip was ultimately just deleted, like yeeted from the show.
Really?
Right? But I'm thinking more so in the context of her speech. She is talking to her followers. She is talking to who's left. She is talking to Watts, Hazel, and Tyrion. And like we did sort of a video on this where it was like who is love, who is justice, and who is reverence. Hazel is justice.
Yeah.
For saving, like, for what happened to his sister and, like, wanting to, like wishing he had saved his sister and sort of, like, wishing Ozpin didn't kill his sister, all that stuff. And we said that Hazel was justice. He wants justice. That is why he fights. Reverence, I always thought was Watts because he was a disgraced Atlas scientist. And love was Tyrion because Tyrion is sort of weirdly in love with Salem.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking, what if it's actually the reverse? That Tyrion wants the reverence and the recognition from Salem.
Or
that he
reverence
is-
for Salem.
reverence for Salem, like,
Yes.
so she is seen as the god of the world. Like, he's basically like,
This
have
is-
you heard about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Like, you know
This
what
is-
I mean? Like, Salem.
Like killing for Salem is his version of worshiping her.
Exactly, and that reverence. And so what if love was Watts? And what if that is what Watts is doing for
And
love?
that Ironwood scorned him.
Yeah, and so that is why he's doing
And
it.
he
Because remember,
purposefully caused
as
the Paladin
Salem is making
incident.
this speech, she is talking to, right, her people. And so even though it pans to RWBY, and even though it pans to Adam, and even though it pans to Ozpin, right, she's not talking to them. In the context of this particular scene, she is talking to them, right? She's not even talking, I would dare say she's not even talking to Mercury and Emerald, even though they sort of also fit into love in reverence to some extent. Like, she's talking to the three, because she is saying, like, when your desires get in the way of mine, like Cinder did, you can go fuck yourself, and whatever you want will be lost to you. That is what she's saying. So that means those three are representative of the things that they want, and that's why Hazel is justice, and we thought Tyrion was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what if Watts was love, and that they were lovers? That is case closed. We're gonna go back to our screen now. Yeah, case fucking closed.
Before I cut off, all I was gonna say was Watts was way more stylish, but this is a way better point, because I think that could lead into maybe even the Paladin incident. The idea that maybe Ironwood, like, threw him under the bus to get him, like manipulated him, and maybe Watts' love for him maybe was more one-sided.
It would be really sad if it's like you were always a pain in the ass, but then Watts like loved him. That's not nice, Ironwood.
And that
I feel like that is something you say to your ex, though. That's definitely something that you would say to a younger sibling. I feel like. But it's also something that you would say to an ex that, like, things didn't go over well. You were always a pain in my ass. Why did I ever decide to be with you?
But
sort of
I like the idea of, like, maybe it's not even ex, but it's like Ironwood guilt-tripped him. It was and then Ironwood guilt-tripped, or, like, led him along for his own gains, and then he let him go.
Yikes.
And then the next day was the Paladin.
That says that the Tin Man gave up his logic for his heart, because Ironwood used to be heartless.
Yes, and he was heartless for him. Which caused, this is good. And then that's what the Paladin happened. Yeah. Maybe at the time, Ironwood just thought that the Paladin was, like, just a mess up, but Watts purposefully did it to kill him and fake his own death to escape. And then, I don't know where Salem comes up. Maybe Salem sees that and is like, this is a scorned lover with a lot of, like,
I feel
abilities
Watts,
that I could use.
You know,
like... you wanna? So I heard you want to murder your ex. Well, do I have a story for you? That would be, oh my god.
We're geniuses.
I went from being not crazy about the scorned lover thing to being like, hot damn, I want this scorned lover thing so bad.
I know I say this every week. There's nothing that's better than the videos that we've done this week, especially the last two that we've uploaded. So thank you, everyone. We have peaked. Good night. Goodbye. Yeah, so I like brothers for my own personal satisfaction, but do I like lovers for the sake of the plot and, like, what has been said in previous volume?
Mwah. Oh, that's a chef's kiss. That is, I do not know how you remember that scene. I do not remember that scene, but that is, that's good. That's some good shit right there. That's what I want.
I've connected the dots, Hunter.
A fabulous, embittered gay man going to massive lengths to fuck over his ex. This is amazing.
Exactly.
This is the drama I needed.
So, there you go. That's it, everyone. Thanks for joining, and we will see you guys later.
Did you ever love me, Ironwood? No.
Oh, no.